published, 4:46 EDT, the 23rd of May 2018, updated, 16:24 EDT, the 23rd of May 2018. Fans of a father who wrote a hilarious Twitter thread about his chaotic day helping out on a school trip have defended him after he took the tweets down in the face of criticism. Simon Smith won praise from around the world for his tongue-in-cheek commentary of his time helping teachers on a class trip to London's Science Museum, but he removed his messages about his ordeal dealing with children's flatulence, vomiting and moronic questions after some Twitter users took offense at his jokes. Hundreds of people have however backed the S-father, insisting the light-hearted messages made their day. Simon Smith's tweets from his day helping his daughter's school trip became an online hit. Speaking to the Mirror, Mr. Smith said, "Something that started out as a light-hearted Twitter thread has spiraled out of control and I've deleted it to avoid causing people any further upset," he said. "If Monday's thread caused you any offense at all, I'm very sorry. At no point during the day were any real children put in any danger or threat. It was honestly just a joke that got a little out of hand. If it made you laugh, then that was the point, and if it didn't, well, I'm sorry." He has since deleted his Twitter account. However, social media users agreed with his light-hearted view. In the long-running Twitter thread, Mr. Smith told how he was assigned a group of children, one of whom called him bruv'. After the group noisily embarked their coach, concerns about travel sickness were raised, before a group of boys started farting. Mr. Smith, a former serviceman from Harlow, tweeted, "Oh my god, what are these boys eating? We're not even a third of the way into this journey and I'm ready to kick out a window and hurl myself onto the M25." After the group arrived at the museum, inane questions from some of his group begin. Mr. Smith was asked whether he had pubes, whether any of the astronauts who went to the moon still live there, and whether butterflies smoke marijuana. He tweeted, "I'm fast learning that 10-year-olds get all their information from YouTube and quite a lot of it is BS. Never again, never, ever again," he tweeted at the end of the trip. "I'm shoving my own kid on eBay as soon as we get home." Mr. Smith had optimistically bought his book, hoping he'd be able to read it on the coach. Scores of Twitter users wrote to Mr. Smith following the tweets, which reportedly gained him more than 7,000 followers in a single day. Ben Owen wrote, "Please please please, if you have a spare 2 minutes, take a read of at Simon from Harlow's feed from his school trip yesterday where he bravely assisted the school. It's so funny I've nearly just choked on my chicken kebab." A mother added, "I've been there many a time. My favorite was when a group of girls lost their minds and had crying and hysterics about 100-years-old stuffed animals. I was about to say FFS very loudly when a dad of daughters rescued me." A teacher added, "If you read nothing else, look at this thread by at Simon from Harlow as a parent chaperone on a school trip. As an ex-primary school teacher I lived every moment." The former serviceman also shared messages he exchanged with his wife about his ordeal at the end of the day. He said he's framing his museum map and putting his daughter on eBay, but, despite thousands saying how the messages brightened their day, not all on Twitter were amused. Some website users told him to get off Twitter and look after the kids, while others said teachers and mothers look after children all the time without complaining. One woman, Kristen Gifford, like he was the first person ever to chaperone a field trip. "It's like when people coo over a dad doing anything. I will never not be angry about this." Mr. Smith later said, "Something that started out as a light-hearted Twitter thread has spiraled out of control and I've deleted it to avoid causing people any further upset," he said. "If Monday's thread caused you any offense at all, I'm very sorry. At no point during the day were any real children put in any danger or threat. It was honestly just a joke that got a little out of hand. If it made you laugh, then that was the point, and if it didn't, well, I'm sorry." Despite thousands retweeting and saying they enjoyed his jokes, some people criticized him despite his decision. Hundreds of people have since messaged him thanking him for making them laugh. Warren Blows wrote, "I thought it was genius. So did my office. So did my teacher wife. And her teacher friends. And everyone else I know who read it. Anyone who's offended hasn't supported on a school trip. Judy McKenna added, Simon, it was a moment of laughter. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Don't be too discouraged by the extreme PC brigade who honestly need to get over themselves. And just be offended. Who cares anyway? Donna Blanlick posted. It was the funniest thing I've ever read. Absolutely brilliant and true. No regrets. The group were on a school trip to the Science Museum in London's Kensington.